This fellow changed the way we view emancipation, literally, and that's the artist from upstate New York named Francis B. Carpenter, who got a commission to come to the White House, spent 6 months there, and had this photograph made in the president's office, now the Lincoln bedroom, the first photograph ever made of a president inside the White House. He had other photographs made for this very complicated enterprise. He did sketches. He sketched out the first reading of the Emancipation with characters placed very carefully, and even Andrew Jackson lurking in the background, interestingly, in a painting on the wall, and produced this big painting that's currently in the U.S. Capitol on the staircase outside of the Senate gallery. Immediately, its impact was magnified by the announcement that it would be made into an engraving. Lincoln actually signed on, as you see here, as the first subscriber. And the resulting print, which you see here, was immensely popular, probably the best-selling image of the 19th century. And while it looks unremarkable to us, just a group of white guys sitting around holding papers, it crystallized for white audiences primarily this major event, and that it did so without the inconvenience of showing black people, and the impact on black people made it even more popular with white audiences. And one of the pieces of evidence that we can use to demonstrate its popularity was the number of copies it inspired. Carpenter was copied by a lot of printmakers. They ripped him off. There were no copyright laws, at least enforceable copyright laws. So here's one New York printmaker who sort of juggles the position of the cabinet members, which was meaningful in the beginning. The liberals were on the left, the conservatives on the right. Here he just wants to make it a little different. So does this printmaker, also from New York, named Thomas Kelly. He brings General Grant into the scene to make it sort of a generic cabinet meeting. I show you this principally because Mr. Kelly got this print going just around the time that the Southern marketplace reopened to the print business, which was mainly New York, Boston, and Philadelphia. So here's the best copy of Carpenter ever issued. Jefferson Davis and his cabinet with Robert E. Lee. Lost on audiences who saw this was the fact that it took place in the White House. Particularly lost, I think, was the fact that Jefferson Davis is holding the Emancipation Proclamation. There were other prints. Thomas Nass's idea of an African-American family hearing the news of emancipation with credit to Lincoln. And then something interesting happens. Frederick Douglass promotes a print of Hiram Revels, took Jefferson Davis's seat in the Senate, by saying, heretofore, colored Americans have thought little of adorning their parlors with pictures. Pictures come not with slavery and oppression, but with liberty, fair play, leisure, and refinement. The walls of their homes will soon begin to bear evidence of their altered relations to the people about them. So you see prints that now are made for the black marketplace. It's true that they're made by white entrepreneurs, but they're made for a new and widening and ever more diverse audience.